At Polo Boardfly on all social media.
I'm at King Teliano on all social media.
You can follow our social medias at Mike Check Waifu on Twitter and at Mike Check Waifu on Instagram. And as always, one. Peace.
That was great.
予行練習なんて全部嘘。You're now tuned into Mike Check Waifu. Polo and Tell, is that you?
Mike Check Waifu. Ma, tell him, is that you?
What's up, H-Town Polo?
What's up there, boy? We are back with episode 111. Mike Check Waifu. As always, it's brought to you by Lube Complex. Make sure you go to lubecomplex.com. Use that offer code Waifu to save on your entire cart. It's also brought to you by Don'tTalkShop.com, as well as our Patreon producers, AB Aaron Brown, Dre G, Ted the Pro, Explicitly, Monique Williams, Nachi, and Treasus. Thank y'all so much for producing this and plenty of other episodes of the podcast. We appreciate y'all so very much. It means everything to us. It keeps the lights going. It keeps the show running. It keeps us fed. Thank you. Thank you so much for supporting. Big show today. It's a big show because I feel like we talk about this a lot, but we're gonna get into it some more. Okay, it's about the importance of story in anime, man. I have to. I know y'all rolling your eyes like, come on, Mike Check. Y'all always talking about story and how much y'all love story and how important story is. But we're going to do it some more. And it's very important that we do because we just finished another long form watch through. So if you've been following along with us, we've been watching long form anime every about 6 months or so. The first one being, what was the first one? Bleach. God damn it. First one being Bleach. Second one being Yu Yu Hakusho. And then we just wrapped up Soul Eater. Without further ado, Tell, before we get into Mike Check Your Soul, I have to ask, what was this week's episode of the week or show of the week?
Another episode of the week? Man, it would probably be Moonlit Fantasy.
Oh, but you didn't see the most recent episode this week, though.
Nah, I didn't. But the first two episodes I watched.
But for you, those are your epissodes of the week? Okay.
Yeah.
For me, this is easy, bro. It's so easy. It's Remake Our Life, man.
Yeah.
This most recent episode this week was crazy. It's fucking crazy. It's so good. It's so good.
Polo had that slice of life trip.
Man, listen, bro. It just made me like, yo, top 5, man. Let's go in top 5. I'm gonna talk about it a little bit later, before, like, probably in the mix of this Mike Check Your Soul portion too. But let's get started with Mike Check Your Soul. First and foremost, let's get it out the way. We finished Soul Eater. Soul Eater is done. We will no longer talk about this show probably ever again. I must say, not my favorite.
Nah, I could definitely see. I definitely say you didn't like it, and that ending is I traditionally agree with the outspokenness of the hatred for the ending.
I mean, the hatred for the ending totally makes sense, but it's the shit leading up to it that fucking drives me crazy. It drives me so crazy because it goes off of what we always talk about, the importance of story, right? These last 11 episodes that we watched, it was Maka all of a sudden becoming so angsty when she was at the start of the show one of the best characters ever, one of the most confident, just like amazingly awesome characters, powerful female lead character. She was great, and she become angsty and this crybaby and this pouty McPout fuck that just pissed me off so much throughout the show. I was rolling my eyes at every fucking scene. She literally went from the top to almost, I'm gonna be honest with you, to the very bottom. Black Star shot up. when he fought.
I knew you were gonna say that.
When he fought Mifune again, incredible fight. Kid, he was still terrible. I don't understand how Kid is so beloved. I just don't fucking get it. He is so fucking tacky and corny and just he's not that special. And again, him and his I don't trust my father, even though my fucking father is literally the Grim Reaper, death himself. Like that shit just the writing for him is terrible. It was just ass-tastic. But the writing for Black Star was so much better. And him as a character and Tsubaki as a character. Fucking Black Star's weapons, like his weapons is great, but he's just stupid. Like the time where he was getting the magic item, the key, and he decided, I'm gonna leave my weapons behind. The fuck kind of dumb shit was that? It was all around poor writing. It was no viable reason. The reason he gave was poor. This is probably the worst shonen I've seen since a long time. I did not like this shit at all.
Mr. Inuyasha.
Oh fuck this for sure. Okay. When you speaking of Inuyasha, shout out to Rob J for trolling the timeline with what he said. I just can't believe he said it. He almost got the pain theme for a minute there.
All right, so look, hear me out.
I'm listening, bro. I know this your shit. So
yeah, but
me.
I'm real. I don't even think I would rate this 7. But hear me out. I agree with I think everything you said, mostly for the most part. And one of the things that came to mind with this was character development, right? How character development played a lot of factors in this show. And the characters that didn't develop, like Kid developed 0. Maka developed a lot, but it was in the opposite direction.
Backwards, yes. So weird.
And that's an issue with a lot of shows. Let's not say a lot of shows, but some characters will devolve into things you just don't like, whereas other characters evolve into things you care about. Like Mifune, obviously being a character that from jump we thought he was amazing. Mm-hmm. Black Star, I thought Black Star was always cool, but I think he got extremely significantly better.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to like Maka getting angsty and stuff like that, I think a lot of that is attributed to kind of how Black Star kind of evolved, but they evolved differently. Black Star, he kept facing loss after loss after loss, and his character was always this character who says, I have to win. This is just who I am. Right, and
he was always called the most powerful, too.
Yeah, he kept losing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Until he got to the point where, look, losing is just no longer a thing. I think Maka kind of experienced the same thing, right? Like in the first episode, she's on the verge of being the youngest person to ever create a death scythe, right? Just like her mother.
Mm-hmm.
And then failure. Okay, cool. We failed. We got remedial classes. We do all this extra stuff. And then she continues on to do other stuff. And it's she keeps losing. She keeps failing, all over the place. Not big failures. They keep adding up. And she's I guess second guessing herself, just like Black Star was. The difference is that Black Star kind of took it on chin, as his character would, and just said, we're going to keep going. Whereas Maka kind of took it, and I think Maka did the more realistic approach in terms of how a kid would do it. But someone with her personality, I think it just sucks to see them go down that route.
Yeah.
And that's what made her character overall just kind of bite it at the end. She turned into from a character that just felt like an awesome female lead to okay.
Yeah, to hear Soul just be like, yo, stop fucking crying. Actually say it. Stop feeling sorry for yourself and all this bullshit about Krona. And then the whole Krona storyline was just fucking so stupid. I still don't get why it went down that road too. But obviously it was because they had to give Medusa something to do. Again.
In the manga, Krona is the one who saves the world and defeats the Kishin.
That would have made more sense than this fucking bravery shit.
Yeah, and it wasn't. It had nothing to do with bravery or the power of friendship.
No, I would have preferred the power of friendship. That shit just said bravery. Oh, because I'm brave, I can punch you in the fucking head and crack your skull. The Kishin. Yeah. Stop, man. Stop.
And the funny thing is, I think that at the time that I watched this, because I think I was in high school still, I was in that phase where it was like that kind of scenario would have like being brave and that kind of stuff would have resonated with me more at that time. Whereas right now, I'm like, yeah, this is not this ain't it. This is not it, bro.
He spent that time beating their ass, which, and I'm gonna just say, the Black Star and Kid and when they were fighting them was incredible. It all looked so good. Black Star, every fight that Black Star had was dope. As much as I hated him, every fight that the Kid had, I hated. It was stupid. Every fight where Maka was incredible. But it's these times where it's like weird fucking shit that just gets in the way that shouldn't be in the way of anything else. Any other show that we watched and loved, like Bleach, Naruto, One Piece, any of that shit, none of that shit, like, it just doesn't. That's weird, man. It's so
Let's
weird.
talk about that fight though, real quick. Ashura was stomping them out, bro. Like
Straight
Black
up.
Air Forces,
Mm-hmm.
and like, yo, Black Star was going hard, like legit hard, bro. He hit that speed start where he was traveling, like doing like the Ragnarok punch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, yo, Black Star is a beast, bro.
Like he was insane.
His ninja sword, like his shadow sword, got longer, and I'm like, come on, man. And then ain't nothing you can do, man. This is Ashura.
Mm-hmm.
This is mad. I do think like one of the things I tweeted though stands true. And I think that sometimes villains just be spitting facts. Like about how the world works.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite villains. Whereas like I didn't necessarily like Ashura himself. Sometimes these villains just be spitting facts. Brought me back to the time of like Pain.
Yeah.
You know, spitting.
The problem is this. What would have made the show so much better is if it was the show about the Kishin, spirit, death, or the Grim Reaper, just Marie, all of the adults. Just let the kids out. If they just left the kids out and just had these adults be the story, it would have been so much better. Because this shit was a victim of itself. Like I don't know. I don't fucking know how this is the same creator of Fire Force.
Well, I mean, you
blows
can,
my
you can
mind.
See,
no,
you can see a lot of the same things.
No, you can't tell. You cannot. Nah. You cannot. I'm a fucking strongly disagree with that because the writing in Fire Force is so spectacular. And the writing in this is probably some of the worst shit I've ever seen in my life. Like it's bad. It's real bad.
What I'm saying is he's taking things from Soul Eater and then like the shit that was good, he's turned them up to the max. And the shit that was bad, he's like, let me turn that down to the minimum to where like.
But what was good in Soul Eater? Besides the adult characters.
The actual like, so I'm not saying like what was good, right? Like what I'm saying is like Black Star's progression from shitty to good, right? Like none of the heroes or none of the characters in Fire Force seem bad, right? So he took those like character traits of like things that people enjoyed in those characters and made them better. Yeah. Like all of the background characters, like like we talked about that other team of three, the black dude, the dude with the spear, and then Jackie and her Meister or whatever. That whole team did not annoy us, right?
Yeah, but they were insignificant. Like they were just
they were. But what he did is he took those like traits, things that seemed like interesting or inspiring about those characters, and put them into like the main show, right? Shinra being the hero, like I think the story overall is more streamlined and just straight to the point, but also with those details about the background. Like Ashura has been sprinkled in since the first episode, but he's never been like the way it was sprinkled in and the way they actually depicted him and showed him was not optimal.
All right,
whereas it seems like a Fire Force has been optimized.
Yeah, 100%. Help me understand something too. And Soul Eaters pissed me off so bad too because I'm like, what the fuck? The reason why Death was locked to Death City. What was the reason why he was locked to Death City?
He was locked to Death City because of keeping Ashura at bay.
The fucking Kishin was out for how many episodes? He's not. You don't. What are you locked there for now?
I don't. But that's what I think. I think they explained that he had already locked himself there, so he couldn't just move.
Yeah, but all he said was he was there to protect Death City. But like he was there to lock down the Keishan, because if he broke it, the Keishan would be freed. The Keishan was freed. There was no reason for him to be there. No reason for him to be locked there. No reason for him to get this key. No reason for it to turn into a Megazord kaiju battle. Like, that shit was just, I'm like, come on, man. Come the fuck on, bro. I can't do this shit. It was the hardest fucking 11 episodes of my life, bro. I hate it. I hate Soul Eater. I'm sorry. I know people love Soul Eater. I can't stand it.
No, bro, that's real.
I wasted my time. I really, really did. And a lot of people were telling me, you gonna love Soul Eater. You gonna love Soul Eater. No. There's no way y'all can.
I didn't think you was gonna love it. I thought you would enjoy parts of it.
There's like, okay, so because I'm fucking bagging on this. Let me get some positives. Let me stop being negative.
Do what you do, bro. Do what you do.
I'm not gonna be too negative Nancy on this shit. But I absolutely, this is one of the shows where I've just fucking strongly enjoyed the voice acting. If the voice acting wasn't as good as it was in English, I would not be able to watch the show. I probably would tell my listen, I gotta quit, because fucking everybody in this English voice cast destroyed their parts. Like, the acting in it itself, like the emotions and the way they acted, as poor as this story was, the way they acted it out was spectacular. Because I felt like they really did care. Like, when Maka went angsty teen, it was annoying as shit, because she fucking sounded like an angsty ass teen. Like, bro, stop. It's enough. And then when she went off, it sounded like she was going off. Same with Soul. Soul was incredible. His chill voice was befitting of that character. Which, to speak of my favorite character outside of Stein, of course, was
Stein is the GOAT.
was Kid. Even though Stein I started to lose. Not Kid. Sorry, Soul. Soul was obviously my favorite. I would even call him higher than Stein now, to be honest, because Stein's fucking quote unquote redemption arc was ridiculously befuddling. But and not saying that the madness or whatever, but it was just the weird way he recovered. But outside of that, like, I enjoyed Soul a lot, and I'm glad that he was like the main weapon.
Right.
He was necessary to deal with that angsty shit, for sure. But again, that voice acting, incredible. The music, it's like 2 songs I like. Everything else is too. They went the route of like an actual soundtrack with like music, words, and shit almost constantly for everybody's like OST or theme song, which I didn't like. But Mifune's theme is fucking crazy good. But everything else I was not feeling. I said I was gonna be positive.
So I liked the soundtrack.
I fucking hate it. Real. Yeah. What was your favorite soundtrack?
My favorite song?
Mm-hmm. Or theme, I should say.
I liked Soul's like jazz track the best. And like where it starts off with the poor playing, but then it actually gets into like the somewhat like symphonic sound.
Yeah, it was too quick for me, too fast, tempo.
Well, not that one, and then like when it was just like him there and his like soul,
yeah, with the like light piano
like
playing.
Regular chill one, yeah, that was my favorite too. Yeah. But that was really top tier for me. Stein, I agree, amazing character. His ending was meh to me, more or less.
Yeah, that's
it would have been awesome to see like Lord Death do Lord Death kind of shit. Like pop out on these dudes one time and just like, all right, well, look, let me show y'all what Death City, why I'm here, why the DWMA is so bad, and or it's so important. Right. Would have been cool to see Arachne do more instead of being like a coddler. Like that was weird. Like she was just there to put him on her breast and just say, okay, I'll hold you. it seemed like the lesser witches did more. Like Mizune, the little mouse witches, the 30 of them, and they just pop up as a team of 5. It seemed like they were more important to the story than Arachne were because they were always moving.
Yeah, barely though.
Yeah,
they were doing like side shit that just didn't amount to anything really.
Right. No, I agree with that. I think, let's see, Mifune, obviously monster.
Story was great too.
Yeah, 100%. I think that, like, I agree with you though. An adult version of this series where it was literally only the adults, the teachers, the death scythes. I think they would be interesting to just see. Much
more interesting.
Those characters operate because they are already developed characters, you know, like they don't necessarily need to go through a character development arc. They just need to just do shit, operate, move.
Yeah, I don't know where this. I would say I don't know where this went wrong, but it was just a lot of weird shit that happened that just felt off. Like a lot of weird character changes and just shit. Like it felt. Oh, this is a good one. It felt experimental. Like this whole thing felt experimental. Like it was just like let me try this real quick. Ended up getting more popular than he thought. I'm like, oh shit, let me wrap this shit up.
And that's why I told you I think Fire Force is so good. Is because, like I said, I think a lot of this was experimental, and I think a lot of this was Atsushi Okubo's like just overall like test at like, okay, because I think this is his second anime. Like he made one before this that started and didn't go very well, or a manga before this that started and didn't go very well. Then he made this got super popular, and then, you know, fell off. And then he made Fire Force, which I hate hearing Fire Force slander because it don't make any sense to me because Fire Force is like gold.
It's so different.
I'm not saying Fire Force is a 10 out of 10, but I definitely think Fire Force is
up there for sure.
And to hear Fire Force slander is ridiculous, but to also see like the elevation from Soul Eater to Fire Force is like night and day.
Yeah, it's Fire Force is such a fucking it's leagues above like most regular shonen shit, like as far as storytelling goes. And this transitions perfectly into the topic because writing is so fucking important when it comes to these anime. Like, think about it. If you're watching Remake Our Life, we're gonna spoil it in the second half of the show. I'm not gonna spoil it here, but there's so much organization and purpose to the story progression that I just did not get in Soul Eater that I got in these other shows. And not even just Remake Our Life. Remake Our Life, just I'm using that as an example because it was literally the best show I watched this week that had like story progression and with such impact and it was just incredible. It was just incredible. But shows also like Moonlit is actually well written for a silly ass comedy. It's a silly comedy, like kind of parodying the isekai genre, and it's still written better than a lot of shows that just struggle with like keeping story progression forward. You want to talk about Moonlit a little bit? About what's your thoughts on it since you finally watched it?
Yeah, the first 2 episodes of Moonlit, fucking hilarious. And I love how, like, kind of like what Polo said, like the writing for a comedy sketch, not sketch because it's not sketchy.
It kind of like feels like it though. That's a good
like a comedy kind of anime. What made it really cool was the explanation of some things, like especially in that first episode, explanations, but in a like abrupt, funny manner, and then you get kind of thrown into this world, and our main character, you know, meeting Tsukiyomi and all that stuff is just really cool.
Yeah.
I think that like kind of, like I said, I've only seen the first 2 episodes. If they go on this route where he meets these crazy, ridiculous monsters and, you know, I guess becoming their master, and then also unlocking and realizing his true potential, I just think that's cool because like realistically, we don't know how much he's holding back, but we do see him holding back, and then we see him explode and just say, all right, I'm blowing all this shit up because I can't.
Yeah.
But I think 100% it's really good for the first episodes I watched. I'm gonna be watching for the rest of the series.
Sick, man. I'm glad you finally picked it up because it's a joy. I
did that for you.
It's getting even better.
If we can just get Polo to watch Shadow's House.
Yeah, I still got it in my list. As a matter of fact, I still got it in my list. Now that fucking Soul Eater is done, I will watch Shadow House finish Omnitin too. Like I have to.
So I think Shadow's House getting dubbed. Let's see if we can find it dubbed so Polo can watch it.
Hey, you know I watch it subbed or dubbed. It don't matter to me. But
I'm just fucking with
dog, I haven't watched a dub in so long. I think the last dub I watched was Soul Eater. Like that's the only dub I watched since I don't know how long.
It's not dubbed yet. I was fucking.
Oh, damn.
I would have watched it dub. I would have watched it over dub.
But yeah, man, story is important. Even again, another one that's a comedy right now. That's a slice of life that's super fucking silly. It's girlfriend, and that writing is also it's also very unique in the situation that our main character is in. But I think it's special. I think it's very, very special. It's very important, man. And what year did Soul Eater come out?
2008.
2008. Fuck, man, I can't even give that as an excuse because Clannad came out in 2008.
Well, I know in 2008 I was anime, but nothing other than shonen.
Right.
And then I didn't start watching stuff outside of shonen until like 2012, 2011.
That makes sense. Wow, man. It's wild how our experience has changed when it came to watching this shit. Because again, if this was me before Clannad, I probably would have loved this shit. Like absolutely loved this shit. And only because it has some of the craziest like looking fights. Like they didn't give a fuck about blood. You know what I'm saying? People was getting bloodied and killed even, you know.
Like I still think Black Star with his like fighting Ashura and doing the multiple clones of himself, and then like Ashura like bisecting him with the laser, and then you just see the clone just disappear. Like that shit was hard, and it was so simple. It was so hard.
It was real. Like it was the best term I got is pretty. She was pretty as fuck. And then there was moments where like watching, you know, Maka run up to people with the genie scythe. It was beautiful. All right, I'm done with Soul Eater though.
Yeah, we supposed to be off that already.
Yeah, sorry. I'm glad it's done. I am. I wouldn't rate this because if I rate it, people gonna be mad at me.
Nah. Give it an impromptu rating. Just number off the top of the head. Go ahead.
Number off the top of the head. When I think about how much I didn't like the music, how much I did like the animation and the voice acting, and the sound was actually pretty good. 5.5.
That's what thinking. That's how much you like the voice acting. Everything that is so bad. I got a 5.5.
I hated the story, dude. The story was like in the 3 territory.
I would give it.
The pacing was in the 3 territory too.
I would give it like a 6.5, maybe a 6.2. If I'm being maybe just like a 6 if I'm being like
generous,
extra picky.
Yeah, extra picky is the term.
6.5 is like what's sticking in my head, because if you were new to anime and you only wanted to see something that was fighty, like fight oriented, maybe, but there's still like a lot of better stuff I could think of.
Yeah, because it had so much downtime where nobody was fighting, but this like it was stupid. Like
I also think this isn't the worst anime for experienced anime viewers, because like you could watch worse stuff.
Nah, man, if you're an anime viewer, this
is worse than.
You don't need to waste your time with this, is what I'm gonna say.
What the fuck is that? The shit that we gave a negative rating to?
What was that shit? Demon something or another? Demon Lord Retry, yeah.
It was worse than that?
Nah, the thing is like we knew that was bad. We were going into that knowing it was bad. I had expectations for this. I've been told many times that this was good. This shit ain't good. I'm sorry. And I see all this, like I see, fan art of the characters. Like I do love the art though. The art is sick. But I just can't fathom this fucking story. And then I'm watching shit like My Hero, which last 2 episodes have been the best they've had in a long time. Yeah, man, I can't. 5.5 is it.
Okay.
Oh, I also just to bring up a new show that I watched, motherfucking Mother of the Goddess Dormitory, that we said we might not watch. I watched 1 episode of that. It's it's etchy. It's for sure etchy.
That's polos right there.
Nah, because it's weird. It's okay. So this kid,
but they in college.
Well, I guess it's not too weird, but it's weird. Let me explain why. Okay, so this kid, born of a family where his mother passed away, his father abandoned him literally right after the house essentially explodes, gets caught on fire, lose everything. Dad dips out. So this 12-year-old boy is literally by himself on the street alone, homeless, hungry, etc. This girl finds him and says, I'll feed you, give you some food. She takes him to this dormitory, which is called the Goddess Dormitory, which is a rundown, beat up dormitory. And come to find out that this dormitory is the problem dorm. And the girl tells him like, hey, and since you don't have a home, after he tells her his story, obviously, since you don't have a home and this job requirement doesn't require an age, or anything like that, why don't you work here as our dorm mother? He decides to work there as a dorm mother, and escapades ensue. It's what's weird about it is that he's 12 years old. Like they could have gave us like a 17, 18-year-old high school student, but the kid is 12 years old. But the girls are in college. They're very gifted, and they let that shit all hang out.
So I can see how that's weird. And here's the thing about that is how they do. They think young boys is less doing this with young boys is less perverted than doing this with like a young girl in a adult boy room.
Right. And it's still weird to me.
It's still weird because it is weird.
It is.
But it's going to be accepted a lot easier.
True.
Because boy, and that's just kind of how the world sees boys versus women.
And I do appreciate how the kid don't be trying to be like those pervy young teenagers. You know what I'm saying? I do appreciate how he's like, yo, chill out. But it's a very weird. I don't think I'm gonna watch this all the way through. I'm probably just gonna let it build, and when I ain't got shit else to watch, just turn it on.
Turn it on 3 times speed.
Nah, I ain't doing nothing crazy like that now. Hey, to be honest, you know something funny though? While watching Soul Eater, I'm like, fuck, do I want to speed this shit up? I said that shit to myself. And I'm like, no, I would never.
You're disgusting. You probably would have enjoyed that 2 times speed.
You might have been right, actually, because they fixed the pacing. But I wouldn't recommend this dormitory shit. What else we got here?
Battle game in 5 seconds.
Talk to me.
I think so. We just got introduced to like a new villain-esque character.
Mm-hmm.
Not so like last episode. I don't know if you watched the last episode.
I did.
Episode, we got the big burly rapey dude, and he got his shit crushed. That shit was beautiful. I love that. For those of you who aren't watching it, this is about it's a battle game, essentially, one of those battle game anime, and it's just battle game in 5 seconds. You meet someone in 5 seconds, you got to fight them. Right.
Weird, crazy story about how these people got here. I think it's worth checking out, to be honest. Very weird animation style, but super interesting premise. So I just wanted to mention that because people be listening to us and not knowing what the hell we talking about.
So, this third episode, we get team battles, right?
Yep.
4v4s, 5v5s kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we know our main character has a special ability where, and I'm just gonna tell y'all this because it's not really spoilers. You find it out.
I wouldn't.
You wouldn't?
Nah, because it's a big reveal. That's pretty good.
Well, our main character got a pretty decent special ability, and they reveal all their powers amongst themselves in the team, and they got to fight against another team. So they go to fight another team as 1v1s for the entire fight against the opposite team, and we kind of get a main character. I'm not sure if she's the main character, but a new, she's a waifu-esque character. She's in lingerie.
Oh Lord, I know which one you're talking about.
That's how she was picked up, apparently. Yep. So that's all she has, and she kills dude off top.
I think
our main character, but yeah.
I think we should chill because you're going way too in spoilers, and this is something because I didn't even see this episode, so I would have been great. It would have been great to see that. So like, don't talk about this one. I think the show is worth
where it come from.
I think this show is worth watching though, for real. Like, it's legit.
Is it gonna be good as Remake Our Life? I don't think so.
Not even close, but
I don't think it'll be as good as Darwin's Game, but I do think it'll still be a fun watch.
100%. I do think it's worth watching because now I'm super intrigued. Shit. Nah, you're good. You're good. This one I think is another one of those ones though that you should go in blind, because when you figure out what the fuck is going on and how they got there, it's
the main character. The main character being kind of like how I guess almost I feel like he is how we are almost.
Yeah, but I don't even hate that girl character. Like the way she got there was fucked up too. I'm not going to say anything about it. I think you should watch it. It was real fucked up. I think when it's done though, we should do like a full spoiler talk. We don't even got to review it. Just do a full breakdown of this shit because this is wild. This is definitely wild. All right, you want to get to know my check waifu?
Let's do it.
And this is the part where we get to know my check waifu, where one of us rolls a random number generator, the other reads a question associated with that number. It's Tails' turn. It's time to read the question, and my turn to roll a random number. How many questions we got?
32 of them things.
And we run out of questions.
Oh, only 71 more episodes after this one.
True. 20.
Which anime made you laugh the hardest?
I think didn't we do this one already?
We definitely did this one.
Okay. I figured. You want me to re-roll and you get that question out of here?
Nah, hold on. List your top 5 anime or your top 5 anime OST.
Okay. Or it's a either or.
Yes, sir.
Man, that's good because it's been a minute since we've like named our top 5 anime. So I guess this is the perfect.
What I'm gonna do on this one is if we do top 5 anime, I'm gonna leave the top 5 OST in. But if we do top 5 OST, we're gonna take that.
Okay, I'm just doing my top 5 anime. It's been a minute since we did it, so for those of you who are new listening to us, here's our top 5 anime. So, I mean, if you want, we could talk about it a little bit more. But before we do that, just to let y'all know, the bonus podcast, a Patreon exclusive podcast named The After Story, just released episode 45. It's a great episode. I enjoyed that episode a lot because we talked about my H-Town boundness, some Target scandalous things, video games, and just reminiscing on our past. So go check that out. Very good episode. Again, it's exclusive to our Patreon supporters. All you got to do is support us at the $1 tier and above to get access to that bonus podcast. So it's about an hour of us talking, reminiscing about whatever we want to talk about, and it's a good one. All right, so my top 5 anime goes a little something like this. My number 5 is Astro Lost in Space. My number 4 is Steins Gate. My number 3 is Grimgar, A Fantasy in Ash. My number 2 is Clannad, and my number 1 is ReZero. Obviously, if you listen to us, we're big on story. If I was to break down my top 5, it's fucking all story. Like literally every piece of it is because these stories are spectacular in some unique way, right? I guess the closest thing I have that's like almost related, like quote unquote closest as far as story goes, is Grimgar's Fantasy and Ash and ReZero. Only because they in the isekai genre, but everything is so different. Damn, my top 5 is goated. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm quite proud of that. All right, Tel, what's your top 5? Oh, Tel need a little bit of time. Okay.
That's not true.
That's not true.
Noragami.
Okay, number 5.
Astro Lost in Space.
Okay, number 4.
Fate. Should We Fulfill Night.
Okay.
ReZero. And then you know, my GOAT, Full Metal Alchemist, not included in there. Just perfection.
Okay, so redo that. Count down again.
All right. Noragami.
At number 5.
Ash Lost in Space.
At number 4.
Fate.
At number 3.
Should We Fulfill Night.
Number 2.
ReZero.
Okay. And then he just threw in,
You know,
the golden standard.
Full Metal Alchemist just stays at my top. It don't count. But it's perfect. It's perfect for me. Don't you worry.
It don't count, but it's there. Interesting. You want to talk about Noragami? I don't remember that being in your top 5 last time we talked top 5s.
Probably not last time we talked top 5s, but I remember when we did a top 10 list.
It was in there.
My
for
top
sure.
10 list was Kuroko no Basket, Hajime no Ippo, Death Parade, Full Metal Alchemist, Erase, Noragami, Arigato, Ash Lost in Space, ReZero, Should We Fulfill Night, and Fate Zero. But I moved stuff around because like there's reasons that I was like, this don't make lists. This list don't make sense because this is not where I would put things.
Interesting.
And I was like on this list, I got Full Metal Alchemist at 7. I'm just like, that don't make no sense. Like I would never do that. I think I had to be rushing to put that there.
Yeah.
If I put Full Metal Alchemist under Erase, Noragami, come on, that don't make no sense. So to me, I had to do that. Like, but also like if we did a top 10, Steins Gate would be in my top 10 now. Yeah, easy. Steins Gate would be in my top 10. I think I would keep Erased in my top 10. And
that's a really good one.
Yeah.
Damn, we might have to break that down. Break down an episode. My top 5 will probably stay in my top 5 because there's no way anything can move that. But
yeah, the only one that could get moved out of my top 5 would be like Noragami, but I actually really, really like Noragami.
You know what? I'm shocked in a half that My Team Romantic Comedy Snafu wasn't in your top 5.
It should be, but I actually...
It wasn't even in that top 10, because that top 10 is old as hell. That much I know.
Yeah, that top 10 didn't include when my watch at all. I hadn't watched it.
Right.
But My Team Romantic Comedy Snafu, and see now I kind of feel like I changed my 5. No. Not yet. I'm going to rewatch Noragami, and then I'm going to find out if I'm sliding in My Team Romantic Comedy.
Interesting.
Or not,
okay.
Shit. But I was thinking about putting not ReZero. I was thinking about putting Steins Gate in my top 5.
Interesting.
So it's gonna be between Noragami, Steins Gate, and My Team Romantic Comedy Snafu.
Incredible. We might have to. I don't know.
Hate you. Why do you even bring that up? Oh, this shit.
We might have to do some investigating on our, my top 5 ain't moving.
His is set in stone. Mine, I don't mind moving my stuff around. I just know Chivalry gonna stay at 2. That's gonna always be a thing. ReZero gonna stay at 1. That's gonna always be a thing until I don't know, something else shake.
Chivalry is such. I just love how it came out around that time where all those high schooler, battle anime came out, but it was so different than the rest of them because of how it did its romance and.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't feel like it was really that different. I just think that romantic story was just
that's what
better.
100%. And that part of to me to be honest, was probably the most important part of the show.
100%.
For sure.
I mean, it's chivalry of a failed knight. You got to be dope on the romantic side.
That's true. Valid. Damn, Polo didn't even put that together. That's crazy. Chivalry of a failed knight. That's insane. What a great show. We might have to revisit our tops again. Redo a top 10 list. Shit, now that we ain't got Might Check Your Soul anymore, there's a lot we could do. There is a lot we could do. Run through our Annie lists.
Yeah, I got to clean up my Annie list because there's some stuff I watched that I don't have updated on there.
Yeah. Make sure y'all check the links in our profile or in the show notes of the podcast, because we have all of our Annie list profiles there, and you can follow us there to see what we're watching and when we watch them. Because as soon as I watch something, I update it like the day I'm watching it. To be honest, I literally use Annie list to click me into the links into the shows that I need to watch. So
really,
yeah. So like if you go, on your main list, on your main Annie list page, and you just click the airing stuff that you guys set, I just click the show, and then down at the very bottom on the left hand side, it shows Verve, Crunchyroll, and all the sites that it has, and I just click that, and it takes you right to the episode. And since I have Verve, Crunchyroll, Funimation, all that shit, it just takes me right to my accounts. It's pretty dope. I'm
not shit. I need to do that.
Yeah, it's super super smooth.
Disappointing.
I probably should have said that sooner. Yeah, let's we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to do spoilers for My Hero, Tokyo Revengers, and Remake Our Life, which I cannot fucking wait to talk about Remake Our Life.
So fucking good.
So good. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back to episode 111. Might check waifu. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at might check waifu. On Instagram at might check waifu. Listen, we are going to spoil some of our favorites this summer season, even though My Hero is kind of a carryover, but still. What do we want to start with?
Let's start with My Hero since it wasn't as good as the rest, in my opinion.
Okay. I mean,
do you think it was? Do you think it was better than Remake Our Life, or?
Yeah, it wasn't better than either one of those, but it was still so very, very, very fucking good.
Yeah,
like I don't want to.
I don't disagree with that. I don't disagree with that. This is a canon episode too, so it's not like it was filler. This is on point.
I'm like, man, this shit is so fucking like. So I got chills, bro. I got chills when I saw them go past Endeavor, and I just want to mention too, by the way, not once this entire season have we gotten Yusei Run. I just want to point that out. It's stressing me out because I need that fucking song. When I expect it, I don't get it. But what I am getting is I am getting the Todoroki family theme, which is fucking incredible. Like their theme is real good too. So, I mean, just continuing on from where they were last week. They finished their family dinners, you know. They're getting ready to head back to UA, and motherfucking Natsuo gets fucking taken by this criminal who admired Endeavor for being basically Bakugo at when Endeavor was acting like Bakugo at the time, and just loved that shit and said, you know, I want to get killed by that motherfucker, which was so weird yet weirdly understandable. I don't know why the fuck I got it.
He trying to break the system, you know, like if Heroes ain't kill, he wants to be the one to break the system.
He wants to be the one to be killed by the brightest shining person he's ever seen. You want to know what this who's the author of My Hero?
Horikoshi?
Okay.
No.
I guess I can pull it up too. Yes, you are right.
Okay. My bad. Horikoshi. Trust myself.
Literally, it's a girl? No, he looks like a girl. Sorry. What he does with his like the psychoses of the villains is spectacular. I haven't seen my villain. I know y'all fucking manga stan boys are, oh, you should read my villain. Okay, I get it. It's good. You manga fucks, you include it, I get it. It's good. I understand. But what he does with his villains is spectacular, man. Even this throwaway villain got a small, slight story that I can coherently understand. I can understand it's in this world, in the world of, you know, quirks and shit. I can understand why he felt the way he felt, which made it so impactful from when he, you know, did the drug and was going fucking crazy. And it was like, I just want this to happen. I want it to happen so bad because there is psycho motherfuckers like that in the world who will go to those extremes. Look at incels, like crazy. I've been up on like,
bro.
Listen, I've been crazy up on like true crime shit, right? And I saw this video about these incels that do wild shit, man. Wild shit. Never saying it's justifiable or understandable at all. But like, that's kind of what he was like in this particular instance. And it was just fucking, it's just good, man. Like villains that are written this good. And this show gave our heroes saving Natsuo the way they did so much more like respect from me. Like I enjoyed every last bit of watching Bakugo do what he did to save Natsuo, watching Shoto do what he did to fucking freeze the villain or whatever, and then watching Midoriya do what he did to save the people, which was so fucking incredible. Because they all took those lessons and then they you know
they expanded on it. And based off what you're saying, right? It just kind of made me think about something I was thinking about earlier. A lot of these shows are only as good as their villains.
Yes.
Like if you have really good villains, you're going to have a lot of really good stuff to connect to. And the heroes are important. The protagonist is important, because if you have a shitty protagonist, we're not going to care anyway. But that hero or villain sometimes drives that protagonist to make them more interesting to us, because that it has to be some kind of conflicting view that we have to agree with both sides or one side, and we want to see what the outcome is.
And it was only like 2 minutes. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah. I agree though. Like the villain wanting to kind of be killed by the hero, wanting to be like, some people, they want to go out in a blaze of glory, saying like, I made the police go on this wild chase before committing suicide. Whatever they did. We don't advocate for that kind of thing. I just want to let you know.
Right. Clearly.
But that's something that some people really hope for, and that's a real life thing. And it was cool to see it demonstrated in this world in that way.
Right. And that's what I was trying to.
Like the kids doing what they did and reacting fast, and Bakugo getting his bravado. Like, didn't you say we couldn't do this when we do? You're gonna. That shit was hard. I was like, go ahead, Bakugo, talk your shit, bro.
As much as I hate Bakugo, that shit was dope. I did like that because he earned it. He definitely earned it.
And Endeavor just so caught up in his emotions at that time that, to him, it was just like, yeah, you guys did it. And I'm impressed. Because at that moment, I couldn't move. I couldn't think. He was stuck. As a dad, he was stuck. He didn't know what the right move was.
That hug that he gave to Natsuo gave me chills.
Impactful.
Gave me chills, bro. It a lot happened within that, and then him talking to what's her name, Fumi, about what he's planning to do. How he planned to atone. Oh man, Endeavor is probably the best character growth in the show so far.
Still worst dad ever. Well, he not worse than Shao Tucker, but
if we talking about period, then no, yeah. Right.
Worst dad in the show that we know so far.
Yeah, true. Forever the worst dad, but still an incredible redemption arc that is being played in front of my eyes. I think, man, I just can't wait to see him see Toya as Dabi. And again, being spoiled on that is unfortunate for me and a lot of other people, but I do.
If you didn't know, I would be surprised, especially with the picture they show in this episode.
Yeah, it was inevitable. But I mean, there's still people that don't pay as close attention, so keeping the surprises probably would have been cool too. But
they spoiled it in anime because in the manga they didn't show that picture at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. And his color is like, come on, bro. That's definitely him.
Those eyes and everything. True. Incredible, though. Just incredible. I'm looking forward to seeing what this is. So what, I'm going to regret asking this question, but I'm asking anyway. So what was everybody talking about with the pacing of the show on the timeline?
The pacing's pretty bad.
It's okay.
In comparison to what should be happening, right? This scene should have been 3 episodes ago, realistically, because there's a lot of stuff that's just getting thrown in.
Interesting.
They should have been doing the villain part. This is the part we should have seen 3 episodes ago, and then it literally should be at the front house of one of our villains as they're growing up as a kid and seeing some fire.
Right. Yeah. I'm glad they're changing it up on y'all. I think the pacing is still fine. As far as just an anime watcher.
If you don't know, I think it's okay. And I think that also, like I said, at this point, 2 episodes ago, 3 episodes ago, I'm over it. I'm not saying anything else about where they should go or where I think it's going to go, because I don't know. This
is going way better than it did at the beginning of the season, for sure. As far as pacing, 100%. As far as pacing goes, fuck yeah. That Class A versus Class B shit. Better. That Class A versus Class B shit pacing was terrible. But this is so much more, minus that filler episode that we skipped, though.
Yeah, those fight scenes, those should have never been 2 episodes per battle. That really should have been 1 episode at most.
Yep. And then recaps and shit.
I thought we were going to get 2 battles per episode. because they were 5-minute battles. I was thinking like, okay, you give us 10 minutes in the first episode, 10 minutes in the next episode. We out of this shit in 2 episodes. You know,
yeah.
2.5 episodes. We good.
Yeah, it's crazy to think about, but you're right. You're absolutely right. But now it's like following the Todoroki family's, you know, little arc here has been dope. The only thing was that, you know, the filler episode, that was just stupid. All right. Let's talk Tokyo Revengers, bro.
Fire.
Yeah, man, it's crazy as fuck. It's crazy as fuck, bro.
Takemichi.
Where do we start?
That dude, Haki.
True. Him telling Mikey what he told him.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about.
I already knew it.
So they give us a little recap at the beginning of this episode, talking about you know, they were trying to steal Shinosuke's bike. Was it Shinosuke or Shinochi, something like that.
Something like that.
They were trying to steal Mikey Big Brother's bike, who was gonna gift Mikey that bike. So basically killed him for absolutely no reason.
Yeah.
Because Mikey was getting that bike. And we basically get the full story. And the part that kind of really got me too after the story, because obviously that's just recap information.
Right.
Was Mikey, not bike, Mikey, Baji's vice cap.
Yeah.
That shit right there, bro.
Yeah.
Him kind of like, I thought someone stepping in my background. Him hearing that him telling Takemichi that, hey, look, bro, Baji's doing this to kind of spy on Kizuki, get more information. That shit was like, I thought so. I hope so. Because like it didn't make sense.
Yep.
We was trying to figure this out last like check waifu episode. What sense does that make?
Because it didn't. It made zero. And then even Baji saying, you know, I was waiting for Kazutoro to come out so I can join the Valhalla. That shit just didn't make any sense. And then they started to kind of, when they started talking about his vice captain, he's like, oh, I'm like, oh yeah, duh. And then like we didn't know that. Because the shit just didn't make sense. So to think when they even explained the fact that like when Takemichi got punched by Baji, like shout out to Baji for punching Takemichi, because his ass whooping would have been worse if he didn't do that, if he didn't come in and make that scene. When you put 2 and 2 together, you're like, oh shit, that makes sense, because Kizuki probably could have Kizuki, Mikey, they were all gonna fuck Takemichi up after doing that to one of their, you know, now top 3 captains or whatever, and not being a part of the Toman gang. He was going to get his ass beat. Baji coming through and making that fucking scene, changing the subject, essentially saved Takemichi's ass when you think about it. So it's like, again, sign of great writing. Wow, you know?
And finding out that Kizuki's basically running Valhalla as the headless, you know, captain, and he's building that bit for Mikey. Yeah.
So the fact that he's running that shit from the shadows. Ugh.
Like, what is it? Why is he trying to put Mikey in that position? Why is he? What does he know? What is he doing? What benefit is that to him? These are the questions we need, and these are the questions that make the show so good.
I don't even know, because it doesn't make sense. But again, they know they have a way of doing that, right?
It makes sense when it makes sense.
Yep. When they explain it, it makes sense. So essentially, Kizuki is the fucking head of Valhalla in the past, but in the future, Mikey becomes the head of Valhalla. And he becomes the head of Valhalla after what happens, quote unquote, the bloody Halloween, when he basically killed Kazutoro, which to be expected. But like, I keep thinking to myself, like, but why does he become the head of Valhalla and then Kizuki become the head of Toman? maybe that's what Kizuki's plan is, to become the head of Toma and then put Mikey in the head of Valhalla.
Well, the thing is that Valhalla ends up becoming the parent gang to Tomon, as he said.
Right. And
so at that point, it's like Mikey's running an even larger gang. And I want to know, like, because I think this is going to break down into the government, bro.
Interesting.
The only reason I think that is because when we first see Kizuki, bro is in a suit with a duffel bag. Like,
it was his middle school uniform, though.
Yeah, with a suitcase, though. Like, but that's a suit in a suitcase. Ain't nobody else in this show in a suit for their uniform. Nobody else. So, is it that, like, he understands something else that we don't know? I just want to know. I'm pretty sure, like, I want them to pull up and be like, the real gang we're trying to fight is the government, because the government is doing this bullshit. I don't know. We don't know.
And we don't know, bro. I'm literally infatuated with why the fuck does he want to hurt Takemichi so bad? You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like, I mean, if none of this, if he never went into the past in the first place, like, what does he even matter? Right? Like, because the whole thing is basically to save what's her face. Mm-hmm. If you go back to the first episode, he barely even remembered who she was. In a sense, you remember that? So, like, if he just never gave a fuck about that, like, what would these implications be? But then all of a sudden,
but we know that Takemichi's friends, even to this day, still are linked to that gang. You know, so like.
Was that the case the first episode, though? I don't remember.
Yeah, because the person who pushed him into the train tracks was his best friend.
That's right. You're right. Yeah. But, like, so why is it? You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's a fucking psycho. He tries to kill people without getting his hands dirty.
Yeah, but again, it never made sense to me after thinking about that first episode, why Kizuki decided to kill Takemichi when Takemichi had nothing to do with anybody in the future.
As far as we know right now.
As far as that's right.
Tokyo Revengers has proven this to us every time. Like you said earlier,
there's a reason.
It makes sense when it makes sense.
Yep. There ain't a reason until there's a reason, and the reason be fucking good as fuck. Mm-hmm. Oh, god damn, dude. God damn. And Kizuki's like, yo, okay, you killed Kazutoro, so how about you take over as the Valhalla gang leader? Oh, right. This is just all just too much, and we'll become the parent company, and I'll lead it. So wild. That's so wild. I'm glad that they're investigating Kizuki. Hopefully they find something. It's interesting because I still don't know how many fucking episodes in the show there's left.
Right.
It hasn't been announced yet. I hope it's not like 21 or some shit like that. I'm pissed. But then again, we said we were going to read it when it was done, so go from there. Do we want to do that?
I mean, I don't mind reading it.
Yeah, me either. Me either. Fuck it. There ain't that much of it, and apparently it's about to finish up soon anyway. So there's that. Now let's move on to Remake Our Life. My show of the week this week. Seriously, some incredible writing, like I mentioned in the first half of the show.
For sure.
We got hit with some romance implications between our main character and my waifu of the show. But the other girl saw it. She looked heartbroken. But, like, could she be heartbroken, you know?
I mean, definitely. Because, like, that was kind of a little bit of a harsher moment for her.
But it's not like they established that they were more than just friends. You know? So, like.
But you also got to think about the fact that bro just urged and pushed her to do something that she wasn't ready for, wasn't expecting to.
Supported
she
her.
Didn't even know. Yeah, she didn't even know she was already performing in front of 20,000 people and doing these things anyway, and how far she had come until he made it evident to her.
Mm-hmm. So, you know the question I'm gonna ask. What's that?
Why is that his problem?
Why is that his problem?
Well, it's not. But you know what stops her from being attracted, right, bro? Like you out here elevating someone, making them better than they've ever been before. You think they ain't gonna just inherently care about you a little bit more?
So, yeah. Yeah, I wonder what this is going to do to the dynamic of this fucking group that's so great together.
Yeah.
My wife, who just ended up kissing him out of nowhere. I absolutely love her though. She's
amazing.
She's special.
And she tried first. First episode, earlier episode, and she's like, "No, I'm gonna get mine in."
Yeah. And her attraction to him is believable. I didn't think it was going to go this far at all. I thought it was just going to be about the importance of, helping people live up to their, dreams, like he didn't do in his future. He also mentioned like this is why he feel like he came back here, which I'm like, damn, I don't think that's it. But look how unselfish you are,
Yeah, and he's helping the whole group though, not just the women though.
100%,
and everybody. That's what makes it super cool. Is that like his overall goal is to improve, the standing of everyone.
Mm-hmm. Again, his selflessness is crazy. So likable. I like the fact that like him going back to the past though is not just him. Which another show did is Real Life did the same thing. And that's keeping the maturity of the older him. You know what I'm saying? Like keeping that maturity is so important to the story because it shows the other characters looking up to him. And I think that's important.
It also shows his difference between those characters.
Yeah.
Because he's able to think of his maturity, in his maturity, not of. He's able to think in his level of maturity to solve the things that they are not necessarily ready to solve, that they may solve in the future, or that may have already been solved.
Right.
So it makes things significantly easier for the entirety of the cast.
Right. I wish this shit wasn't week to week. It's so hard. Know, right?
Wish it was complete so you can just finish it.
Yes, man. That's what kills me about doing this show.
And you know what kind of blows my mind?
What's up?
I don't remember the sound design for this anime, but like I feel like it had to be amazing. Like I feel like it was just so good that I didn't necessarily pay exact. I was just in the moment for watching it.
Dude, I gotta
go back. I gotta go back and listen to the sound because I remember talking about the sound design before. But I just feel like I was so tuned in on this episode that the sound was like, I didn't. Do you remember sound in this episode?
You just blew my fucking mind, bro.
Other than her singing, right? Because I feel like some music played when she saw them kiss, but I don't remember. I just felt like I was just tuned in.
You were lost, lost in the song, bro. Holy shit! You were absolutely right because I can't remember.
Or was it? And even so, right? Let's say they didn't play music and it was just quiet.
Ooh,
that's still good sound design, bro.
Fuck, yeah.
It's still good sound design. It's like either way.
I'm gonna have to rewatch this episode.
That's what I'm saying. I gotta rewatch it. It was too good.
Damn, dude, that just blew my mind because I was lost. I even think I felt myself like my jaw drop. Like I was like I couldn't tell what the fuck was happening in my brain. I couldn't process it because it's like obviously it's bound to happen with, her saying, where did he go? Looking for him. When I saw those two together and him being there for her anxiety with the crowd and everything like that, which I think she just kind of used that as a way for her to get along with him. Fuck, man. Oh, this is too much. I don't remember the music at all.
That's what I'm saying.
It's crazy.
I only remember her singing.
Yep. That's crazy, man. I hope they manage to stay together.
A good ass anime, bro.
So good. So
good ass anime.
I'm you know what I'm worried about, bro? This is what I'm worried about. It's 12 episodes. Next week is episode 5. Episode 6, sorry. I'm worried about the wrap up because
Why?
I don't know if it's enough.
We're not there yet.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if it's
We're
enough
not there
episode though.
We can't worry about that, bro.
I
We
got you.
can't. It's too good. We already know. And here's the thing: we already in the second semester.
Oh, are we? Yeah, you're right. We are because that's how Kazuakawa, whatever the fuck her name is, joined their team. You're right.
And like, it don't feel bad. So
No.
the pacing is obviously on point.
I just want an ending. I want an ending. I don't know if I want this season 2.
Polo don't want to end it. Polo is scared of the ending.
Exactly.
Oh man, this is funny.
Unless they My Team Romantic Comedy Snafu it, and My Team Romantic Comedy Snafu too. You know?
I mean, it's a possibility, but it would be nice for this to end on a 12.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And well, don't give us any weird cliffhangers, no weird time.
They gave us the 40-minute intro. Give us the 40-minute ending, bro. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Make it good. The animation is there. The sound is there. The characters are there.
Is the sound there? We didn't even hear it.
It was there for every other episode, so I'm assuming it was here for this.
True.
It was just tuned in. We was tuned in.
That's so crazy, bro.
I
like,
had headphones on,
same.
I
was right here with this on my monitor right here, and I just don't remember at all. Like, and it's always because what's crazy is that's always important for us. Like, we always listen for that shit, but it's the fact that we just don't remember it at all. She had the crepes in her hands too. That was sad.
Right, bro. Sheesh.
Damn. Maybe that was the time she was gonna try to make her move.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Damn, you're right, man. You're right.
She was shook too to her core, and they had the little waterfall, like the little fountain going.
Yeah.
And she was looking through the fountain. I'm just like, oh,
you
man.
can see her through the droplets, and then it shows her. Oh my goodness, man. Too powerful.
Heartbroken.
Too powerful. I'm gonna need to rewatch that episode. I think I'm gonna rewatch it after this podcast. All right, let's wrap. Fuck.
All right, we just finished talking about remake our life. Let us know how you want to remake your life on the next episode of Mike Check Waifu. We also talked about Tokyo Revengers. Obviously, Mikey's not having much of this, and they gave us a lot of really cool information with him possibly being the head of Valhalla. My Hero Academia, Polo said he'd been feeling these last 2 episodes. Let's see what he feel about MVA, My Villain Academia. We also went on our break, and before that, we got to know Mike Check Waifu, and we gave y'all our top 5 again as a refresher, just so y'all know it's there. Also, I will be trying to figure out, am I going to slide in my romantic comedy? Am I going to keep an origami? We're going to figure it out. We also talked about Battle Game in 5 seconds. I'm sorry, I spoiled a little bit.
Yeah,
Polo
man.
told me not to. My bad, y'all. Never again. Polo also watched Girlfriend. He said it's making him laugh, but is it as funny as Moonlit Fantasies? I don't know, bro. Moonlit Fantasies is hilarious from what I've been seeing.
They both
we also
funny.
talked about the importance of story and storylines and writing them things.
Yes.
It's important for anime, especially things since we talked about Mike Check Your Soul, the Soul Eater rewatch. We are finally finished with it. Let us know what you thought about Soul Eater. Crystal, we talking to you because we know you finished with it.
Yeah. I gotta hear her thoughts.
That's been episode one of Mike Check Waifu.
One. I'm at Polo Borfly on all social media.
I'm at King Teliano on all social media.
You can follow our social medias at Mike Check Waifu on Twitter and at Mike Check Waifu on Instagram. And as always, one. Peace.
That was great.
好きなの。予行練習なんて全部嘘。You're now tuned into Mike Check Waifu Waifu.